I almost got convinced to spend $10,000 on a course to help grow my YouTube channel, my other one that has 800,000 subscribers, because for years, I ain't gonna lie, I've been trying to revive that channel in so many different ways. I tried everything that I could think of. So I saw an Instagram ad on my account, and it's by somebody that I know and respect, and we've had brief conversations in the past, so there's mutual respect. I'm like, oh, that's my boy. I know this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know him. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I looked at his course, and the first time I was like, I'm not gonna get it. Right? I thought about it, I bookmarked it. I was like, he, you know what I'm saying? He performs really well on his channel. I'm like, fuck it, right? And then I was like, you know what, let me buy the course. It was $50 the first time, right? When I saw it like a couple days ago. And I looked at it again, and then it was $100. I'm like, oh, they hiked the price. Okay, I've noticed that slight detail. Okay, cool, right? It's giving that he's working with someone that like specializes in selling courses and things like that nature. Just off of the experience, because I've worked with someone like that in the past, and I'll share my spiel towards the end of my experience with that, right? And which is why I understand that there's probably somebody in the back end pulling the strings and telling him what to do, right? So, right, I bought the course for $100. I'm like, yeah, I'm a do these, because I was doing a show last week. I said I'm gonna do these shows, and then I'm gonna lock in with the course, because I really want to do something with my main channel and bring it back to life, or create new life. You know what I'm saying? Something kind of like what I did with this channel, right? Because it's like, if I could make an extra $2,000-$3,000 over there, bro, I'm gonna be Gucci. Like, having two sources, like two YouTube channels, is like having two different sources of income. You know what I'm saying? Or an additional one, right? So moving on, right? I bought a course, right? Tell me why. Everything is good. Everything is good. I'm like, oh, they got live Q&As, this, that, and the third, boom, 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 boom. I'm not trying to say the name, because, again, I respect the person, and I don't want to fuck up their business, right? But I go straight to the modules, right? If you know school communities, they have like a community tab, and then they have the modules where you actually learn the material, right? So I go to the modules, right? And I click on the first one, and it says, how to create an account on YouTube. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I already know this shit. I'm like, all right, bet, right? And I'm not paying any mind to all the other shit, right? So I watch everything in 2x speed, just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. I make sure I watch every single video, even the ones that it's like, bro, I already know how to do this shit, right? And then I get all the way. There's 12 modules. I watch all the videos, right? I'm just hitting next, and it's very basic videos, like what is RPM, how to upload your first YouTube, like shit like that. And I'm just like, bro, I already feel like I wasted my bread, right? $100 for this? I'm like, bro, I understand, like, for people who've never touched YouTube a day in their life, this is perfect for them. But I was very disappointed with the content, bro, right? But I think it was gonna get better. I'm like, all right, bet, I know this shit. So I'm just speeding through this joint. I'm watching this shit at 3x speed now, right? I get to the fucking 5th module. I watch the video, right? It's talking about monetization and shit like that. And then I try to go on to the 6th module. It's talking about, oh, you have not unlocked this content yet. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go back, right? I go back and I look at the whole like overview of all the modules, where it has every, like, the table of contents. My nigga, it says you have to wait 11 days to unlock the next module. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay. All right, boom. So I talk to the guy that basically runs the course. I'm like, hey man, really like what you got going on with the course. And then he recognized me, right? I was like, yo, how can I unlock all the modules? Because a lot of this information I already know. It's for people that already don't, that's like first time on YouTube. And he was like, oh, it's you. What's up, bro? I'm happy to see you and buy my course. I didn't expect it, da-da-da-da. And I was like, and he basically said, yeah, bro, I have another course that's more catered to you, because you have 800,000 subscribers, and, you know, you have a really big subscribers count, so this is not really for you. So I'm just like, okay, eyebrow raiser, okay, all right? And he said it was a VIP course. I'm like, oh boy, right? So y'all already know where this is going. Y'all could just start typing in the comments now, right? So he tells me about the VIP course, right? And then I see a link to another school community, right? I'm like, boy, I already know this shit is about to be outlandish. Anything that says VIP or there's an upgrade course is always a 5-digit number, right? Or some absurd number, right? So I clicked the link already knowing this is about what it's about to be, because I was working with somebody that was trying to do the same thing for me when I first started doing coaching, right? And I was not in agreement with it because I think it's just, I don't think someone should pay 10 bands for YouTube. I just don't think that's okay, right? But boom, I click on the link. Guess what I see? $10,000 a month. A month. Not one time, a month for the course. I looked at the message, bro. I was like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. And then it's like, I respect these people, so it kind of pains me to make this video because it's like, bro, when I first made my coaching program, right? When I first made it, and I was like, yo, everybody was asking me to make it. I'm like, I don't really feel comfortable doing it because like YouTube is one of those things where it's like you could do everything right and still not get results, right? So I don't feel right charging people like $5,000 to $6,000 for one-on-one consulting, you know what I'm saying, if I can't get them results, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that might just be something on me that my limited mindset and things of that nature, but I don't feel like that's fair, bro, because there's a lot of people that they're willing to give their last dime and really chase this shit, and it's like, there's no guarantee results, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's an unreasonable amount, you know? But I guess the one-on-one coaching is what makes it like the most valuable part, because it's like you have direct access to the mentor and things of that nature. So I can understand it to some degrees, but $10,000 a month is OD. I'm not gonna lie, that's OD, right? So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I communicated with him. I said, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I appreciate it, but I'm not gonna be able to afford $10,000, bro. Like, I'm not about to be throwing $10,000 down and just hoping for the best. And he's like, bro, with my advice, I can guarantee you results. I'm like, okay, the guarantee word, come on. You can't guarantee results, bro. It's just like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's a high chance that you could get me, but guaranteed that I never say I can guarantee you results. Even with the amount of information I know about YouTube being on the platform for 12, 13 years, bro. I never say I can guarantee you this is going to work, right? So, boom. Moving on, right? I tell him that. I went out to a party, boom, and then he gets back to me, and he's like, oh, okay, bro, no problem. And then he sends me like, and then that was it. He was like, okay, I understand. Unfortunately, we do not have anything to unlock modules instantly. But I feel like you should be part of this VIP program because it could really help you. I can guarantee you results, right? So I'm like, all right, bro. The next day comes around. I get an email, and it's from the school community, and I look at the message. No, he hit me up on the gram and was like, bro, check your school community messages. I looked at my school community messages, and then he went from selling the course for $10,000 to 5 bands. I was like, okay, I thought it was hard stuck at 10. You know what I mean? But, all right? So I'm like, yeah, I appreciate the price drop, but I still can't get it for $5,000. Only, and I said, I could do $5,000 if there's a money back guarantee if I don't pull any results, right? And then he was like, yeah, we don't do refunds, and I can guarantee you results, man. I'm telling you, if I get in your channel and we talk about it, something could happen. Like I know. And then he sends me more testimonials and Social Blade analytics and just other channels that he worked with and things of that nature. But it's like, the testimonials are there. He has the results, but $5,000. And I'm like, the fairest thing you can do in this scenario is, yo, and I'm not a grimy person, bro. If he actually gives me results and he presents a contract, like, this is how he could protect himself. All right, boom, I'm gonna work with Heck. If you really feel confident that you can bring me results guaranteed, you should be okay with giving me a refund if you don't bring results. You see what I'm saying in my logic, right? And this is why I'm just looking at him a little sideways now, because it's like, bro, if you can guarantee me results, you should be able to be like, all right, I'll give you a money back guarantee, but I know I'm going to get you results. So I'm not worried about having to refund you. Like, that's the way I'm thinking. Like, if I sell you something, right, and I'm like, yo, I know this is going to fix your problem, but if you want the 30-day, 7-day money back guarantee, for sure, whatever, right? Stores do this all the time. Different merchandise and just electronics and games, they do that all the time. Like, you go to GameStop, you can swap a game out, swap a controller out, as long as you have the receipt, right? So I'm like, I'm applying the same logic. If I don't get results, I should be able to get my 5 bands back, right? He said, unfortunately, we do not do refunds. And I'm just like, all right, I'm not interested in buying the course. I appreciate the testimonials, and I see the results. Like, he's pulling, right? This dude, like, his channel makes fucking 6 figures a month, right? 6 figures a month, and he's charging people $10,000, bro, right? I'm just like, $10,000 a month, bro. You already make a shit ton of money. You still, like, I don't understand that. It's just something about that just doesn't sit right with me. It's like, you make a lot of money already. Why charge 10 bands a month if you make that much money, right? The only way I could think that makes sense for me is that, I make all this money, so I should be able to charge this amount because this is valuable information, right? Okay, cool. But if that's the case, I think the fairest thing that the user or the customer should be able to do is be like, if I'm paying $10,000, it's not $100, bro. It's not a $50 course. It's not none of that. This is $10,000, bro. That's not disposable income, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's like millionaire talk right there. That's people who make a shit ton of bread. You know what I'm saying? Even a software, someone who has a software engineer salary, you know what I'm saying, would not be like, they're going to be like, nah, I need to know what I'm paying for. You know what I'm saying? 10,000 is not a light amount. So it's okay for people to be skeptical when you're paying those type of prices, even 5 bands, right? It's not, I mean, it's not a light amount. So then, right, I'm like, okay, I'm officially done with trying to, converse with the person. And mind you, it's not a bad conversation. It's just like, I don't really see, like, I'm not paying $5,000, bro, especially if there's no money back guarantee. It just doesn't make sense, right? So then I wake up today, right? I see another email from the school joint, right? And then remember what I said before, there was no way to unlock the modules, right? There was no way to unlock the modules. Why go into shit today to see if I missed any details, right? And then there's a button that says unlock all modules with premium. I'm like, what the fuck? That was not there before. And then there was a community tab update, which is a post that you can make to the entire, all the members that's in the school community. They was like, yo, we've added an extra, a premium access for all of the people that want instant access to all the courses. I'm like, this was never a thing before I asked for it, right? So I'm just like, yeah, these motherfuckers are smart, right? I'm not gonna lie, what they doing is very smart. This is some smart ass shit. Like to make you have to wait 110 days to unlock the entire module, that's smart. I'm not gonna lie, that's smart, right? And then now the new tactic is, if you don't want to wait 110 days, pay me an extra $900. So originally you paying, like, if you want the whole thing unlocked, you basically paying $1,000 for that 1 month. If you wanted to go in the course, learn everything and bounce, you basically paying $1,000 for that 1 month, right? And then you would lose the next month. You won't have access to the community, the live Q&As and things of that nature, right? And I'm like, I'm a little skeptical to pay the extra $900 now, because it's like, I was introduced to the course when it was at $50. I didn't buy it that time, and then I saw it go up to $100. I said, nah, let me catch it while it's, you know what I'm saying, while it's still low, right? Caught it for $100, and then I get inside the course. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm about to learn new information. I'm about to get you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get my channel right. I'm getting videos about how to create a Google account. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, the fuck? So now, when they have unlocked the feature to, when they have a new feature where you can unlock all of the modules for an extra 900, I'm like, what if I unlock all this stuff and it's more cookie cutter information for $900? And this also supports my theory, because it's like, you have another program that's VIP, that's $5,000 that you said is more suitable for me. So now I don't feel comfortable paying that 900, gang. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't know, bro. There's something about it just doesn't feel right. It don't feel right. It doesn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed, because coming from somebody that had worked with somebody, a course creator, right? People who specialize in selling courses and doing that thing, and like salesmen. There's some very shady tactics behind that I was not in agreement with, right? And one of them was like selling the dream more than actually bringing the results. Like, a lot of these dudes, like, they was training me to be a salesman, and I'm like, bro, I'm not one of them guys where, I remember I had a call with this one dude, and we're actually like pretty cool now, right? And he wanted me to sell. I was dealing with a dude, right? He was basically like, yo, you could make, with your audience, you can make a lot of money, right? You should sell your one-on-one mentorship and this, that, and the third for $5,000 a month. I'm just like, huh? I'm like, $5,000, bro? I'm like, my audience don't have that type of money. Like, he's like, oh, there's just gonna be some people that can have access to it or not. I'm just like, bro, I don't think. It's like trying to sell Gucci in the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't have that type of audience, bro. There's a small amount of people in my audience that make like really good money, to the point where they could just throw 5 bands and be like, ah, shit, whatever, right? And then when they pay 5 bands to see me, it's more pressure for me to perform. And it's like, there's so many things outside of my control. Like I said earlier, that you can do everything right on YouTube and still get no results. And this is from someone who's been on YouTube for 13 years, gang. 13 years, bro. Right? And with the amount of things that changes on an everyday basis, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable like selling a product and for 5 bands, bro. It'd be different if it was like, okay, I could show you how to edit a video. I could show you how to do this. I could show you how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I would pay, or show you like how to use Linux or some shit like that, or pass the Red Hat exam and acquire some Linux system administrator experience doing apprenticeship. I've paid like $6,000 for a course like that, which is why I have my Red Hat now. And if I wanted to go and become a Linux system administrator, all I'd have to do is brush up on some commands. I have the apprenticeship experience, and I can go do my thing. That's valuable. That's $7,000. I'm cool with paying shit like that, because it's like, I got the most valuable thing I'm paying for is the mentorship, and then also I'm acquiring experience, right? Right? So it's like, I feel like a lot of these, I think the $10,000 and the $5,000 a month is really because you get one-on-one access to the person that you're paying for. But it's like, even with that, it's like every situation is so nuanced. You can't save everyone's channel. I really, I don't know. Maybe it's just my limited thinking, but it's like, I think that's a crazy amount. And I feel like if we're going to be charging these people this amount of money, there should be a money back guarantee if they don't. If you're so confident that you can pull results and you're showing me testimonials and this, that, and the third, you should be confident enough in knowing that, yeah, he could have the money back guarantee. And I'm gonna produce results anyway. I'm not even worried about having to give them a refund, right? Like them dudes, even with the course that I took with the Linux, right, to get my Red Hat, there was a money back guarantee. They said, if you do everything right and don't get a job within a year, we'll give you your money back. I was like, bet. Signed the shit with no problem. You just had to do 100%, not 100% attendance. If you couldn't attend class, you had to let them know, you know what I'm saying? But it couldn't be like reoccurring, right? You had to do the apprenticeship. You had to do all your assignments. Like you had to show up, right? And that's what I'm asking. Give me a contract that basically displays that, hey, if I don't do this, that, and the third and follow everything that you say, I'm not entitled to getting a refund, right? But if I do everything you say verbatim and I still don't get results, I should be allowed to get a refund. I think that's fair, right? But the fact that that's not offered for such a high ticket like thing, and you saying you can guarantee me results is kind of contradicting. I don't know if I'm making sense. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was working with that with the sales guy, right? They hired a whole sales team because I told them I had one coaching call, right? Because this was the plan, right? They would make me do a bunch of free calls, right? Basically book out my Calendly, right? And then scope out who would have, they would have me ask these dudes certain questions. If you were there for that era, I felt very uncomfortable, right? They would have me scope out different people and be like, ask them certain questions to see if they were eligible to pay that type of money. I would have to ask questions like, would you feel comfortable paying $5,000 if that was something you had to do? Like stuff like that to basically gauge if this was like a qualified client, you know what I'm saying, to pitch the offer to, right? And I told them, I don't feel comfortable doing this, bro. You're gonna have to hire somebody that specializes in sales because this is not me, right? So I had this one call with one of my homies that I call my homies now because I met him through a sales call, right? When I was first doing this shit, I was like, bro, he was like, how much is the course if I wanted to pay for it? And I got really uncomfortable and he could see it. He's like, you good? And I didn't know him at the time. I was like, I said it like this, it's $5,000. I didn't even believe the price. Like, I did not believe the price because it's like, bro, I would never do it. So it was like misaligned with what I believe. You feel what I'm saying? I just feel like that's OD for a YouTube course. You know what I'm saying? And then he said, why are you saying it like that? He said, can I be honest with you? And I was like, go ahead. He's like, you gotta be, if you're gonna sell a product like this that's expensive, you gotta be a little bit more comfortable with your pricing. And it was like, yeah. And then I kind of spoke to him. I was like, to be honest, I would not sell this for $5,000. I was just kind of trying it to see if it would work. And I was just basically going by this guy's rule book because he said if I followed everything that he did, I would, and I still didn't get results, he would give me a refund. I was like, let me just do that. But then, you know what I'm saying, me and him became like pretty tight because I basically unloaded. I was like, yeah, I don't really feel comfortable doing this. And I gave him the spiel. I would honestly sell it for this because when I was doing the calls, the 1 hour calls for like 200 and shit like that, people were buying it because it's not OD. You know what I'm saying? I don't think having a 1 hour coaching call for $200 is crazy. It will make me feel accountable for what I have to do. And people was like, all right, bet this is valuable information, right? But moving on, I was like, I had a conversation with the dude that was telling me to do all these things, basically the sales guy. We're going to call him the sales guy, right? The course creator. We're going to call him the course creator, right? So I basically told him, I said, yo, I don't feel comfortable telling these prices to my followers. It just doesn't feel right. Because they were starting to get comments where it's like, yeah, he's selling a scam course. You know what I'm saying? It was giving scam. Like shit like that gives scam. I'm not going to lie, right? So then he goes on to hire somebody that specifies in sales to basically do the calls for me. And I'm just like, I don't think that's going to work either because they're going to get into the call. First, they're going to get into the call not knowing it's a discovery call, which is basically you vet the person out before you actually introduce them to me, right? So there's like a middleman before you get to me, right? So they book out my entire, we get people left and right trying to get a one-on-one consultation, right? And then they get to the discovery call and then they see a white dude that looks nothing like me. They're like, hey, how you doing? They're like, oh, what the fuck? Where's Heck? You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, yeah, you'll be able to get to Heck in a minute. This is to basically vet you out and see if you're qualified to even speak to Heck, which is basically means if you have the money to speak to Heck. That's what that means, right? So when that started happening, I started getting a lot of people commenting, yo, this is a scam, this, that, a third. I'm not even talking to Heck. This is just weird dude. And it's like, we tried the thing for about 2 weeks, and he was like, unfortunately, bro, even with hiring and doing all of these different things, hiring salesmen, we weren't able to get one person to pay $5,000, right? And they took matters onto their own hands, right? I had a video that pulled like 200,000 views on the pitch, because he told me to make a video, basically how I made, I don't know if you guys saw that video, how I made $250,000 on YouTube. I had made that video a while back, and it basically was like a story time of like my journey, and it was a really good video. It was very thoughtful, and I had fun making it, right? And that was the video that I would use to kind of like I guess get people to get do the discovery call, right? So I did that. The video was a 1 out of 10. It went crazy, right? So I appreciate him for that video idea. But it's like, even with all the high volume calls and shit like that, people were like, yeah, I'm not paying $5,000 for a course on YouTube, bro. No. No. Right? Right? I don't know how some of these folks do it. I don't know how they do it, but I can't do it, bro. Something in my soul will not allow me to do that, bro. Even if I was making 6 figures a month, bro. I don't know. I don't know. Especially if I had that type of money a month, I feel like I'll be charging less. You know what I'm saying? Or I would just offer a course. And then people's going to be like, oh, you don't value your time. It's not about that. If I genuinely wanted to help somebody, I wouldn't price it that high, right? I wouldn't. That's just me, though. I'm not saying he doesn't want to help people. I'm not trying to throw jabs at these people. It's just like, if you can guarantee me results, the least you can do is offer me a refund and present me a contract so it protects both of us. That's the least you could do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I had a conversation with the dude that was helping me do the course thing, right? And I basically told him, he called me and basically was like, bro, it's been 2-3 weeks. I can't keep paying the sales guy they basically call him a closer, right? I can't keep hiring the closer and paying him this amount of money, and there's no sales coming in, so I'm gonna have to terminate the program. I was like, thank you very much. I appreciate you even trying to work with me. And you know, he was a very good dude. You know what I'm saying? But there's just a lot of tactics that I didn't agree with, and it's just against with like ethics and shit like that. And it was very predatory. They was saying shit like, oh, you have to make them feel bad about not buying the course. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they literally told me this. You got to make them feel bad, like they're missing out on buying the course. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that, right? A lot of people's like, bro, don't you already do that? I'm like, no. They're gonna be like, bro, you made a video about that whole merch situation where you only got 3 sales. I'm like, that was just me explaining my frustrations of like actually going out my way to get merch, and then I only had 3 sales, and then the volume of people that was asking for it, I was at least thinking I was gonna get like a calm 30, 40 sales. So it's just, that's a normal human emotion. Like, I was just frustrated. I was just like, damn, I did all this, went out my way to make merch and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing it right now, actually. You know what I'm saying? Word. And only 3 people bought it in a week. I was just kind of blown away, right? And then there was another video where I had made a course, the YouTube course that's in my description, right? I had it at $25, right? And people was calling it a scam, right? And it's because of situations like this, right? But it was like it's not cookie cutter information. It's actually like people actually left reviews. And I've had people in my coaching calls literally tell me, yo, bro, ever since I followed your advice, it worked, right? It's not every time that it happens, but I've had people literally come back to me and be like, yo, I followed your advice. And even some of the free advice that I give on this channel for no brand, they be like, yo, I followed your advice and I'm starting to get views again, bro. And I'll be like, hey, man, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? But I always say in my videos, bro, you can do everything right sometimes and it just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? There's also a luck factor as well. But what I say, the reason why I made a course is because you're paying for information and not having to like find it on your own, right? So it's like a boom. Here's a template of what you should do and what you should prioritize on, and this, that, and the third, right? So yeah, I made a video basically saying, I don't understand why people are calling my course a scam, especially when I'm selling it I'm underselling it for $25, right? And I said I was gonna up it to $50 because a lot of people was like, bro, you should at least be selling this shit for $50 to $100. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, these motherfuckers got a point, bro. It's not like I'm charging 10 bands. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I bet. I said, I made a post saying, hey, I'm gonna give you guys 1 week, and after that, I'm upping it to $50. Everybody started tweaking. Oh my God, he's a scammer, this, that, and the third. I'm like, bro, it's 50. It's 50 fucking dollars, bro. It's not like I'm asking y'all for 5 bands a month. $50 for a course that I upload videos on. If you guys ask for a specific type of video, I'll update the shit. And you have lifetime access to that motherfucker, bro. You one-time download. There's no time wall. Unlock the whole thing for an additional $900. There's none of that. You literally get the course, you open the bitch, and that's it. Right? If you wanted one-on-one consultations, you just hit me up on Instagram. I'll send you a Calendly link and we have a conversation there. Right? This shit could be $150 to $200 for a 1 hour consultation call. Not 10 bands a month. Right? And somehow I got called a scammer because of shit like this ruins it for everybody that actually want to give sound advice. Right? You know the type of pressure that I get. And this is the reason why I flip-flop between having consultation calls and not, right? Because it's like, bro, I really give a fuck about y'all niggas, bro. I really care. And I look at these channels and I'll be like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I don't think they're saving this one, right? And I really sit there and try to, I usually, like all the consultation calls I've had, I usually have ideas and videos that be like, you should do a video on this, you should do a video on that, you should do a video on that. If you watch CoScript FPS, the Arena Breakout content creator, right? I gave him advice for the free because he got on the phone with me. That's my homie. Y'all know CoScript, that's the homie. He got on the phone with me, but he's like, bro, I don't know what the fuck to do with this channel shit. I'm like, bro, do these videos right here, right? And I basically pulled up the Discord. I said, yo, do this idea, do that idea, do this idea. And I'm gonna pull up the stamps right now. And he went from 87 fucking subscribers to, he got monetized in a week off of Arena Breakout content because I told him, yo, do exactly what I tell you right now. Just give yourself 7 days to post consistently, and he's been wilding. Like, his views are insane. And I was like, bro, I told you to do this shit 6 months ago, bro. Imagine where you would have been, bro. Arena Breakout is a gold mine, bro. I hate the game. That's why I haven't made content on that shit. But if I like the game, I would make content on that shit right now. Roblox is another one. You just got to find a specific game that that's oversaturated, and you could go crazy on that bitch, right? But let me pull up the stamps, right? Let me pull up the stamps, right? Because I don't, man. So boom. Let me see. Hold on. So he's having a conversation, bro. I was like, give me 5 minutes of your time, bro. Let me just tell you what to do because, I actually, like, this is my homie, bro. I did some content research in Arena Breakout, and I was like, bro, do a video about how I made 14 billion Keon Solo on Arena Breakout Infinite. This channel had 200 subs, and it has 19,000 views in 2 weeks. I'm like, that's an outlier. If you could literally take this fucking title and change the number to like 10 million or some shit like that, just copy the same shit, I'm telling you, you'll get views, right? And then I sent them another example. I said, bro, do a video. You need to do a video where you basically talk about basic budget builds for each gun, right? Because there was a video, it was right here. Season 3, this one. The best budget meta loadout in Arena Breakout Infinite. He has 37,000 subscribers and got 102K views in 2 months. Gold mine. I said, bro, this is what you do. Do this for a week, right? I said, bro, literally get every fucking gun in Arena Breakout and make a video about the best budget loadout for each fucking gun. And I bet you, and I hate to use this word, I guarantee you, I felt very confident about this. Because if he can pull it with 37K subs, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he can. Because CodeScript knows how to make content too. It's not like he's a newbie, right? I said, I guarantee you're going to have one fucking video. One video that pops off. I'm not talking about 100,000 views. I'm talking about he has 82 subs. He can at least get 1,000 views on one of the videos. Guess what he does the next fucking day, right? Let me scroll down, right? Fastest way to make money in Arena Breakout. 1 out of 10. I said, oh, word. I said, all right, bet, right? He made a best budget. Look, budget M4 is OP. He got 1.3K in less than 48 hours. He's never, let me just pull up his fucking channel, right? Let me just pull up his channel because it's just so much easier to do it that way, right? CodeScript, FPS, right? Bro, look. You can literally see, like, he wasn't posting content for, he said 3 months. He was just kind of like spotty with it, right? And then look, budget M4 is OP, right? He dropped his first video after how to make Battlefield 6 run smooth. I'm like, bro, you don't need to be doing this bullshit. Focus on Arena Breakout, right? The first video about a budget build, ZC807 is the new budget meta. He got 1,000 views, and at the time he had 80 subs. You think I'm lying? I got screenshots of that as well, because I said, yo, just send me everything, because I could use this as a testimonial, because I have a high feeling that this shit is gonna work, right? I just have a feeling. Let me see, YouTube testimony, this, that, and the third, right? Look at this shit, right? This is when he had 152 subs. I'm gonna just keep going. Look. 104 subs, 1.3K views, right? Same channel. Another one, right? 104 views. This is when he literally, 104 subs. This is when he literally dropped it a day ago. Budget M4 is OP. Shit got 1.2K in a day. Didn't I say that was gonna happen? He pulled it off the next fucking day. The next day. Right? So if someone like me that knows what he's talking about is not selling a course for 10 bands, and I'm like, bro, I don't think that's fair, bro. If anything, I should sell a course for 10 bands. Word. Word. If I'm out here doing shit like this. Maybe that's what I need to do. Nah, let me stop. But look, he drops a video the next day. You can see his sub count jumping. 185. That shit jumping. And he's just going crazy every day. Another video, 2,000 views. Another one, 2.1K views. 1.4K views. Just going stupid. You know what I'm saying? And now, a week later, he's at 700 subs, bro. You can, 2 weeks later, he's at 700 subs. This video right here, you're building lockdown loadouts wrong. He went crazy with this video. Right? This is why playing solo is impossible. Arena Breakout Infinite. This is an idea that we was talking about. So I'm just like, bro, I really know what I be talking about. And it's like, if I were somebody that's selling a course for that high ticket, I'll be like, at least I'll give you a refund if I can't give you results. I think that's the fairest thing to do, right? It's the fairest thing to do, bro. If you can guarantee somebody results, right? Guarantee them a refund. That's the fairest exchange, bro. I don't think that's OD. And if he watches this video, because he might see it, I really don't hope he take offense to this, but I feel like he will. But it's like, bro, if you're so confident that you can change my channel for the better, I think if I drop 5 bands, I should be like, hey, present me with a contract. Let's do it like this. I mean, and I should be able to get a refund if you can guarantee me a refund, right? But he wasn't even open to the idea of doing a refund. So even trying to pitch the idea of like, hey, we could do a contract, this, that, and the third. I didn't want to come off thirsty like, hey, man, I'm not going to force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do. Because then that's going to introduce energy of like, oh, my God, bro, there might be a refund, that, this, that, and the third. It's going to kind of mitigate his process. It's going to irritate. You know what I'm saying? When I do something that's not, that I don't really agree with, like, say, for example, if I have a business, right, and they telling me to do it a certain way, the way that I will be able to work with the customer is not going to be on like, I'm not going to be excited to work with that particular person because it's like, there's these stakes. I'm not really working in the way that I want to. I'm not getting compensated the way I want to. So I don't really want to, I'm like, I got to deal with this fucker, this customer. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, this is it, y'all. Like I said, bro, these course creators, it's becoming a new thing now. The school communities, the Patreons and shit like that. And I get it. We want to make money. I get it. But it's like, bro, you guys make 6 figures a month. Like, oh my God. It's no secret. You guys pull a shit ton of views, bro. How much more money do you need, bro? That's just how I feel about that. Like, how much more money do you need? You know what I mean? It's so crazy. You know what I mean? It just comes off a bit like greed in a way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking to make 6 figures a month, bro. If I can make a calm 6-7 bands a month off YouTube on a bad month, I'm coolin'. Even right now, I like closing off this month, and you know I don't give a fuck to show my analytics, cause like what the fuck, it's not gonna change what I do here. This month alone, we made 5 bands off this channel. If I could do this every month for the rest of my eternity, I'm Gucci. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. I could live very comfortable with this in the state of Houston, Texas. The month before that, what was it? I made $3,000. So we went up a good, you know what I'm saying? We almost doubled, 37. Even with that, calm. You know what I'm saying? Calm. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, it's just, you know what I mean? It's I don't know, man. It's just, it kind of pains me, bro, because it's like I actually respect this person, and I don't know, it just seems a little weird to me. It just makes me like, I think he's working with somebody that's telling him to do these things, right? Because there's a lot of people, like the amount of Instagram ads I'm seeing about faceless YouTube channels, this, that, and the third, AI YouTube content creators. It's a lot. It's a lot of them, bro. And it's like, how do you actually get sound advice and like, you're like, fuck, I want to change my situation. I don't want to work my job. I don't want to do this. I want to make extra money, an extra $2,000-$3,000. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, I got to pay 10 bands, no refund. It's like, nah. And then some people that are really desperate, right? Because you never hear about someone who buys a course that's that much money unless they're in a super desperate situation. They're like, bro, fuck. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to just pull this shit. You know what I mean? They probably just sipping at dark at night, sipping on something, or they just like, man, I'm tired. My boss probably just cursed them out. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't have a job or some shit or some goofy shit just happened, you're just like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired of this situation, bro. Fuck it. That course that keep popping up on Instagram, right? Because they call it touches. If somebody sees your ad 7 times, they're more likely to buy, right? It's all like exposure therapy. It's like, I understand it. I've studied it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You know what I mean? And they were like, yeah, they're just not in a situation where they're like, man, I'm just tired of this life. I want to change. So they finally dropped the 5 bands. Then they go through the course. It's how to create a Google account and shit. It be courses like that. It be courses like that, bro. It be real cookie cutter information that you could have found for free on YouTube. Right? And this is why I priced my course at $50, because 1, it's self-paced. You can literally get it right? And if you can't afford $50, I even offered an installment plan where you could pay $25 one month, $25 the next month, right? But people have been, y'all, some of y'all motherfuckers is shady as fuck too. There's been people that's been buying the course and flipping the credit card, right? And then the next installment wouldn't come through, but they still have full access to the course, right? And I guess this is why people do what they do, right? When they have courses, they put a paywall, they put a time wall because of shit like that. But it's like, if you want to be grimy, be grimy. You have free will. Do what you're going to do. I'm not about to, you know what I mean? Do what you do. But I think that's really fucked up, especially when I price it at $50 when it should be a lot more, if I'm being quite frank, especially if I'm over here pulling results the way that I do, people's leaving reviews. And this is why I tell people leave reviews. I don't go down, I don't hunt people down and be like, yo, make sure to leave a review. All right, I leave it at the end of the course. If you enjoyed the material, if you find it useful, leave a review. But I don't hunt everybody, the 300 or the 200 people that bought the course. I don't be like, hey, make sure to leave a review. Make sure to leave. I don't hunt them down. Do it if you genuinely want to do it. Right? I'd rather that any day. I'm not going to hunt you down for a review. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the fact that you even bought the course. You know what I mean? But I don't want this to sound like I'm trying to sell my shit. I'm just comparing the two. But yeah, this shit has to stop, bro. I hear so many stories of people and it's always the magic $10,000 or some angel numbers. You know what I'm saying? There's people using religion now. I see this a lot. They're using the religion to sell their course. Like, oh, if you see this post on your timeline, this means that this message is for you. You're the chosen one. Bitch, if you don't shut the fuck up with that bullshit, bro. Yeah, and then they will throw a course in there. That shit is so manipulative, bro. That shit is so fucked up because there's people that actually believe that shit. And then you see the course is 5 bands. Bitch. What the fuck? There's people that do that shit, bro. There's this whole dude that does Forex and shit. He every time he's be like, oh, God gave me a calling to sell this, to let you know about this product. If you guys want to learn how to trade, VIP membership, this, that, on certain signals and this, that, and the third. Link is in the description, and he will have a calling and this, that, and the third. Just saying some goofy shit. Oh yeah, the Lord sent me a message to it's like, all right, bro, you pushing it a little too hard, bro. And then knowing your history before, when you was working with shady people, and now you trying to flip it to you being saved and shit. I'm not saying people can't be saved, but it's just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I would trust the motherfucker that's like real blunt about shit and give it to you straight. Like, yeah, your shit trash. Like someone like myself. Like the way that I talk, you know what I'm saying? And the way that I just am, I show you, I don't block nothing. I don't blur out nothing. I don't do nothing. Like, this is real. This is not a screenshot. So it's very easy for people to believe what I'm doing because I actually show what's going on. You guys can see the shit when it's right now. I have videos. Oh shit, this video. I didn't think this video started off at an 8 out of 10 today. This shit was doing terrible, right? Terrible, right? But it's going up. But as you can see, like, I'm on a downtrend right now. If we look at the last 28 days, I'm on a downtrend right now. I'm on a downtrend, and that's okay. But y'all see the months where I make good money, and then y'all see the months where I make dirt money. You can see it right here. Everything is here invisible. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when people can't do simple stuff like that, and this is really common in the AI faceless niche, right? And I think they do that because they don't want a lot of competition to come into their niche. I can understand that. It's kind of like drop shipping, right? If you have a winning product, you don't want everybody and their mother to be selling that winning product because it's going to make yours less. It's going to make you have less chances of selling yours because somebody could just undersell you, sell it for less, and then all your clients is gone and they get the same exact product. So I understand that for the faceless channels, but it's like, how do we make it more believable? You know what I'm saying? That'd be the big thing. Like, how do you make it more believable? Like, if you showing, you have a lot of these videos that's like, oh, I made this amount of money on YouTube, copy me. And then all of their channels are blurred out. And it's like, they have a school community, shit costs a shit ton of bread. It's not a reasonable amount. I'm like, dude, holy shit. The play right now is literally to be a course creator, bro. That shit is like the new Bitcoin right now. Word. You know what I mean? But it just sucks because I know this dude and I fuck with his shit. But I don't know. I'm just a little like, Like I want to see what's on the other side of that paywall. I really do. But with the information that I've seen so far with the course, I'm not impressed. Right? Maybe I missed a video where it's like, okay, this YouTube advice is for somebody who wants to learn how to do YouTube for the first time. But it's like, when I saw the video, the pitch, the Instagram ad and all this was like, the video was like, you guys can learn how to make, I've made a lot of money on YouTube with multiple channels, and I make 6 figures on my multiple, across all my YouTube accounts, and this, that, and the third. And he showed the stamps, right? He literally had a video of his dashboard and shit like that. The dude makes bread. So I was like, okay, this is believable. That's what kind of, I know I'm going to get this course eventually. You know what I'm saying? Let me just get through these performances and then I can lock in with it, right? I was kind of mad I didn't get it for 50. You know what I'm saying? With the shit that I seen in that motherfucker. My shit is $50 and it's way more. From what I seen, it's way better. Like easily, way better than what the fuck I saw. And the shit looks pretty. It looks pretty. You know what I'm saying? And then they have live Q&As every week. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, I guess that's what the $100 is for. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the most you could get out of the value is the live group called Q&As, right? That's what you can get. You know what I mean? For $100 a month. I feel like that's what you're paying for, right? But other than that, bro, my course easily dominates that shit. Easily. How to register your first Google account. My nigga, are you serious? I was mad as shit. I'm thinking I'm over here. I'm ready. I got my meal. I'm about to go ham. I finished the course in 5 minutes. Because I'm looking at all this shit. I'm like, yo, I already know this. Right? Maybe I missed a video where they said this is made for people who never touched the internet in their life. But and there was not one video where I seen this is a beginner course. I didn't know that there was a VIP program. If I had known that, I would have been like, I'm good. I found out about the VIP program after I asked them about how to unlock the rest of the modules. And then today, 5 days later, they just made a feature where you can unlock it for an additional $900. And I feel like that's because I asked for it. I was probably one of the first people to ask for it. Because I'm like, bro, what is this? What is this? How to make a Google account shit? I'm not satisfied with this. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's $10 a month, bro. If you say this, I bought a product for $10 and it's supposed to wipe my ass clean, and the shit gives me diarrhea, I'm getting my $10 back on bro. Because it's like, bro, the product is false advertising, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyways, I don't want to make this a long video. I feel like this is one of my longer story times. But yeah, just really do research, and before you drop that kind of money on shit, bro, just be careful, bro. But yeah, if y'all want to support the channel, buy the course. You can also do memberships and shit. I do a shout out for everyone that joins the membership. And yeah, man, this is. I'm also gonna, like, for all the people that do join the membership and shit, I'll leave all my lives that I go live like at random times. I'll leave them all public for y'all, so y'all can have access to it. Because a lot of people was asking me, bro, why don't you make your lives public? I don't want to. You know what I mean? I don't want to. And it's not that because I say anything, where I just like to structure my channel a certain way. I'm gonna make a playlist for my story times, my reaction videos, and my YouTube analytics stuff. as well. And I'll be making a video later today that I'll be adding to the course talking about OBS, the vertical plugin, how to get programs for the free ski. A lot of people been asking me, oh, how you got Photoshop? Okay? But yeah, if you want that information, it'll be in the course later on today by the end of today. And yeah, I feel like my course is very informative, and I've shown you guys stamps. I don't overcharge you guys, and I feel like I even now at $50, I feel like I'm still underselling myself. But it's like because I genuinely want to give the advice out. If you guys want one-on-one consulting calls, follow my Instagram and send me a message directly. I will let you guys know. I will send you guys a link and let you guys know when they're open again, right? That being said, man, y'all let me know y'all experiences with anything similar to this if you paid for a course or a service. And let me know if shit like this is the reason why you felt skeptical of buying my shit for $50. Because I know it is. Like, we see courses like this all the time pop out, communities, because everyone has one now, bro. Everyone has a school community, bro. Everyone, bro. And it's like, it's hard to, there's people that have actual good advice. He could have sound advice in that course. I'm not saying his advice is terrible, because there are people that out there that don't know how to make a Google account. They're just grandmas, you know what I'm saying? That want to make extra money, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, he could have advice that could actually help my channel. I'm sure he does, but it's like, bro, the fairest, I just say this again, the fairest thing, if somebody's going to be dropping that kind of money, especially if I don't make 6 figures a month, and it's like, bro, I got to actually look at my account and be like, bro, yeah, $5,000, $10,000, be like, yeah, that's going to hurt, bro. It's going to hurt. I'm not making $15,000, $20,000 a month like I used to, bro. You know what I'm saying? This guy's making 6 figures a month. I'm talking about $100,000 plus a month, bro. 10,000 is, you still got 90 bands left. The most I've saved in my life was 100K. I don't mean to brag, by the way. I don't want this to be a flex or nothing like that. But you know how long it took me to get there, my nigga? Like, what the fuck? Yo. When I had to do my veneers and shit like that, bro, that shit, I thought about that motherfucker for years. That shit was not cheap. Shit was not cheap. If y'all saw that video, I saw that video and how much I spent on that shit. Because I did it in America. I didn't go to Turkey. I paid for the convenience of being able to go to Atlanta and be able to get my shit fixed if one of them fly off or some shit. So I was like, all right, I'll pay that extra, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. It was 5 digits. Not a light 5 either. The person I went to worked with people like Usher, Glorilla. Like, he deals with celebrities, bro. But do I regret spending the amount of money I spent? Hell no. I'm so glad I got it fixed. So glad. All right? But, he made sure he gave me pristine. They gave me pristine. Pristine. You look at my teeth now, look at it before. If you don't know what it looked like before, look at any of my videos before, let's see, March, April, May. May. Look at any of my videos from May. Right? You be like, damn, that motherfucker did his thing with that motherfucker. Right? They made sure, it was like, yo, do this, do that. Oh, you don't like the way your bottom teeth done? They redid it. They did it over. Because I was like, yo, I don't like how this particular tooth look. I need it to be, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more even. It was like, okay, bet. They was like, oh, I recommend you doing this shade. And I'm like, nah, I want the whiter shade because over time I feel like it'll go down. Even though they more experienced than me in that field, I was like, bro, let me get the whiter shade. You know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, I recommend that you get the natural one, but I'll give you the whiter shade because, you know, it's your teeth. That's what you want. I was like, I bet, appreciate it. He didn't give me a hard time. He was working with me. And I didn't mind spending what I spent because it was good. I was comfortable. whenever I was like, yo, I called, they would pick up, give me an answer. You know what I mean? They made sure I didn't feel no pain. Very good. Very, very good service. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not doubting that he would probably be able to do that. But I'm not paying $5,000-$10,000 without a guarantee refund. If you are so certain that you can provide me results, sort out that refund policy. If you are so certain, or at least half back, at least half. So you could at least profit. You took your time to help me, half back, at least. But he's like, nah, we don't do refunds. I was like, I bet. I appreciate you though. I appreciate you reaching out, sound advice. And again, I don't want to specify. But I feel like it's only fair for me to be a little skeptical, especially with the material I've seen so far and just seeing how it's developing. I'm just like, oh, wow, they have a premium feature now to unlock all the tiers. And before, when I first bought it, it was not there. But after I had the conversation, now it's there for an additional $900. Holy shit. That's like paying for the course 10 times. I mean, if it was like, okay, unlock the rest of the course for like $200-$300 and make it $300 a month, I would have been like, all right, fuck it, I'll do it. $900, bro? Yeah, nah, gang. It's like they jump from 100 to 1,000 to 5,000 to 10,000. It's like they skipped so. Who makes these prices? Like, word. Fuck, like, what is the logistics behind the price? That'd be the thing. They'd be skipping a whole slew of numbers. Like, 200 exists, 300, You know what I mean, Sam? That's like me making two different consultation calls. One that's 30 minutes for $100, and then the 60-minute consultation call is $500. How the fuck does that even make sense? How the fuck you went from $100 for 30 minutes to $500 in 60 minutes? What, shouldn't it be like double, or at least if you wanna pocket some more bread? If I'm doing 30 minutes for $100, 60 minutes logically, if I wanted to pay for two different sessions, like say if I did one on Monday, one on Tuesday, 30 minutes each, $200. Why would a 60-minute session be $500 all of a sudden? That don't make sense. You see what I'm saying? So it's like if you really concerned about the bread, you can go from like $100 and then be like, all right, I'll do it for $250 for a 60-minute session. They be like, it might raise an eyebrow, but be like, all right, fuck it. It's only extra only $50 on top of the 100. Or go $225. I'm saying, but to go to 500, where did you get that number from? Like, where the fuck did you get that number from? How the fuck is 2 30-minute sessions in one that equals to 60 minutes that cost $100 for one? How did combining 2 30-minute sessions make it 500? What the fuck is different? There gotta be some perks in that bitch. There's no way. No, it's just an extended period of time. You just added 30 minutes to your time. Right? Crazy work. But anyways, this video got a little too long, man. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy, bro. And I really fuck with this dude, bro. I really fuck with this dude. And if you do create courses, let me know what the logic is behind it, because I might be missing something. And I might be getting in the own way of me creating my own business by not knowing that something. Right? Because there's people paying for this shit. There's people paying for this shit, bro. So it's like, is it me? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, bro. I don't know. But I'm very interested in seeing this the conversation behind this. And bro, yeah, y'all let me know. Go suck your mother. Go buy the course if you know what I mean. Yeah, you know what I mean. Follow my Instagram. Like I said, if you want a consultation, if you're interested in consultation calls, follow my Instagram and send me a direct message. So I know I'm writing everybody's name down that has expressed interest in that. But the bare minimum thing you could do right now is if you want information now, just buy the course. It's only $50 and you can pay in 2 installments. $25 for the first month, $25 for the next. If you want to be a scammer and fucking change your credit card afterwards, do that as well. But yeah, appreciate y'all. And yeah.